good evening, and welcome to Tea Time.
Welcome to Tea Time. I'm so glad you're joining me. It is Monday, June 17th. I'm going to talk about my weekend real quick and get to my guest because I'm so excited. He's here live in studio. So basically, pretty much all weekend, I studied lines. I'm going to be filming something this weekend, and I had to learn lines. And then yesterday was Father's Day, and I was so excited to spend it with my daddy. There he is. Who's back from Florida, and we went my sisters in Dix Hills. So excited about that. And also want to say, before I introduced Adam, Murdered by the Mob, there I am, Bunny, is the longest murder mystery show in Manhattan. And if you go to murderedbythemob.com, you could see when we're going to be performing. Just check out the website. You eat, you sing, you dance, you drink. It's very interactive. Someone gets whacked, you got to figure it out. It's like a clue. You know, it's like the game Clue. All right, so I'm just so excited to talk about my guest tonight and interview him. He is an actor. He's a writer, producer, and director as well, right? A little bit?
That's
a new word for you. Adam Huss is here with me. Hi!
Hi.
How are you?
Good. How are you?
I'm great.
I love your intro.
Oh, thank you. I appreciate it. So, if I want everyone to get to know you. Obviously, you're a Long Island boy.
I am a Long Island boy.
Yeah. Grew up in Islip.
Yep.
Went to Islip High School.
Yes, I did.
Okay, so when you were in high school,
yes.
Adam, did you participate in acting and theater or chorus or anything in the arts?
Yes, all of the above. There wasn't when you do like when you're in high school, the plays are always like musicals. Right?
Yeah.
So that was my only exposure to it, and thank God I did sing. I was in chorus as I was in a lot of electives because they're good for college.
Yeah.
And I wound up doing the musical my sophomore year, which was. Was it Annie first or Anything Goes? I can't remember. I think it was Anything Goes first. And I just got a small part, and then I was bit by this bug. And then I did the next year Annie, I think. And then I had, and so this is actually an interesting story. My teacher, we had a class called Humanities. Did you have a class like that?
Yes, I did.
So in that class, you learn a lot about things that you weren't learning in your regular subjects, and I loved that because we were learning about architecture and movies. And I remember he showed us the original Dracula, which my Uncle David already showed me as a kid. I was so hooked on the Universal monsters.
Yes.
And he had the Super 8s, so he'd show us on his wall because my Uncle David should have been in showbiz. So I knew those movies, and then here we are learning it in school. And then the teacher was like, Doc Ferns was like, let's act out these scenes. So we went to the theater and we started acting out the scenes, and it was electric for me. And my friends and I were laughing, but they're like, you're really funny, but you're really good. Because everyone else was like, hark, a bat, and I was like into it because I would already be passing out scripts to my cousins back home.
Right.
And so this was just like a second thing for me that I realized I love this so much. And then my senior year, I finally booked the lead in Bye Bye Birdie.
Oh, I did Bye Bye Birdie.
And who do you think I played, though?
Well, obviously, you're going to tell me someone else.
Yeah, because I said that, right. I played Albert.
Oh,
so that was a first for me, and it was really cool. I got to lead the show. I got to tap dance. All these. They taught me all this stuff that I had no idea how to do. And
So really, musical theater
is
was
how I
really
started.
your first
Yeah,
introduction.
yeah. Mixed.
And do you play guitar?
I do not. I'm learning guitar.
So am I.
Slowly.
Yes, very
My dad's
slow.
an amazing singer-songwriter, guitarist, and I always wanted to learn. He kind of tried to teach me back in the day. I'm trying to learn again now.
Me too.
Yeah.
Hence the short nails. 'Cause
Yes.
You have to really press hard
And those
on those
calluses.
strings.
I had a
And
little.
That's what they said. You're gonna get blisters and calluses.
I got a little injury, so I got set back for a bit, but I'm gonna go back to it because
Yeah,
I'm determined this time to
Yeah,
learn.
me too.
That acoustic guitar that's been sitting in my bedroom. My dad changes the strings. He's like, "You're gonna learn this thing, right?" But I just want to wrap that up and say, after that lead in that show,
Yeah.
this is what really bit me was like my mom. I was like, Mom, Dad, you gonna come see me? And they're like, well, we'll come like opening night and that's it, you know. And I'm like, okay, well, other people's parents are like working the show and they're gonna like do makeup and hair so they can see more of the shows. And my mom's like, we'll come opening night.
Okay.
And they came opening night and they were so like taken by it that my mom was like, where do I sign up to help? So every night she was like back there doing hair, makeup, and that really informed me because, like we talked earlier, our mom's opinions mean a lot to us.
Yes.
So that told me like I must have something if she sees it because she's very honest and she'll
Yes.
tell me straight
Yeah.
up. So I was like, if she's saying this and like joining these backstage, you know, to come here every night to see me,
Yeah,
that's something.
that says a lot.
Yeah.
It
So that
says
really
a
built
lot.
my confidence.
That's cool.
Yeah.
So after high school, you decided to go to Binghamton University.
Yes.
And you studied under Juilliard professor Jean Lesser.
Yeah.
And ended up getting a BA in drama.
Wow, you know it all. Yeah.
I tried. and then you decided, I'm going to move to LA.
Yeah. Crazy.
Right? Now, I had that thought in my head, and my parents weren't thrilled about it. How did your parents react to that?
Yeah, they weren't thrilled. I mean, my dad tells a story now that he was like, he'll be back in 6 months, you know? And it
Really?
wasn't because he didn't believe in me. It was just like, we are, you know, we're family people. I'm a mama's boy. Like, we're
Very close.
Yeah, and we never miss a holiday. I never thought that I'd miss a dinner with my parents. You know, I
Yeah.
couldn't imagine we were all going to grow up and not have like dinner together
Right.
each night. I was lucky in that respect, you know? And so, yeah, it was tough. But
I mean, did you pack your car and just drive? Did you have any
flew.
family or
Definitely
friends
flew.
in LA?
No,
Did you,
I
how did you
I did
plan
have a
this in your
friend.
head?
I did have a friend. My friend Colleen McGinnis. She's a writer. She's a brilliant writer. She's written for like Amy Schumer, and now
Nice.
she's starting to direct. She's
Like, did you crash on her couch or
yeah.
something? Like,
I literally
really?
she went before me
Okay.
and started the process. She said, if you ever
Right,
come,
right.
just stay here and whatever. And I got to give big props to my grandma, my late grandma,
Yeah.
my mom's mom. She really believed in me. And another one who really was behind me. She's like, of course you're gonna do it.
That's
you're gonna be an
my mother's
actor.
mother also.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah.
When am I going to see you on TV? She
Yeah.
used to tell me.
And both my grandmas believed in me, but it was my mom's mom who was just very like, whatever you need,
Right.
I will, if you want to go out and like, I will pay for it. You let me know. So, you know, I heard that, but I didn't think the opportunity would arise, and it did. They were doing these, back in the day, they did these workshops, these one-on-one
Yes.
workshops
Yes.
in LA. And, and I just heard it was a really good one, and you can meet all these people from NYPD Blue, because that was the time it was on the air, and all these
Yeah.
other shows. And my grandma was like, go, I'll pay for it. And you get to meet all these people at once. So she paid for my flight, she paid for the course or whatever, the
Right.
workshops.
Wow.
And yeah, went out there, stayed on Colleen's couch, and just fell in love. And I will say, like, every casting director I met was like, and I knew I was green still, I was figuring it out, but they're like, you need to move here, you need to move here, you need to move here. I kept hearing that.
Really?
So I was like, okay.
So you know you made the right decision.
So I came back and I was like, told my parents, I think I'm gonna move, and they were like, no, how are you gonna do it? I don't even know how I did it. If I do it now, I probably wouldn't do it. But you're young,
Right,
and you have the
right.
stars in your eyes,
Exactly.
and you think, I can do this, sure.
Exactly. How old were you when you went out there? Were you like 22, 23?
Yeah, it was right after college, so I was 23. Yeah. I had a girlfriend here, and I had to tell her, like, I'm sorry, I'm leaving, and
Right.
but I'll leave after your birthday if that makes any difference.
Yeah, that'll lessen the blow.
Yeah,
a
you
little
know,
bit.
right after your birthday.
Wow.
Anyway, but yeah, it was.
So what was
paid
your?
off.
Because I have something here, but I don't know if it's right. So I'm going to ask you, what was your very first official professional gig?
Okay, my very first professional gig. I would say it was this. Remember Saved by the Bell?
Yes.
I was obsessed with Saved by the Bell.
Okay.
And I mean obsessed. I loved Tiffany Amber Thiessen. Like
Yes,
I loved her.
yes,
I
yeah,
wrote
yeah,
her.
yeah.
She wrote me back. It was like crazy.
Ooh.
So I really was into that show. Everyone knew. My cousins. I had scripts passed out for us to act that out. And one day, I was doing extra works. I just moved to LA on Vanilla Sky, that Tom
Ooh,
Cruise movie.
yes, yes.
Cameron Crowe, director.
Yeah.
And I mean, it's massive. You know, Cameron Diaz was in that. It was very intimidating.
That's a nice set to be on.
Yeah.
Hello.
And I'm an extra, and I didn't do many extra jobs. It was one of my first. And so Tom Cruise bumps into me at this party scene. And he's
Okay.
like, hey, and he starts this conversation, and I'm so nervous and so green that I'm like, hey. He's like, are you having a good time? I'm like, oh yeah, I'm having a great time. And I'm forgetting like we're on camera. And he's like, amazing. He's like, enjoy yourself. And it was like the party scene in Vanilla Sky.
Right.
So we break kind of for lunch. It was close to lunch, and they're like, all right, when we come back, we're gonna keep that. We really liked it. We'll do it again.
Really?
So, yeah. So I was
Because
like,
usually they're like, don't speak.
yeah.
Right?
So I was like, okay.
Okay.
So little did I know, I also have a callback for this Saved by the Bell kind of show. So I leave to go to the callback thinking I'll make it back on time, and I don't. And I'm like a little bit late coming back from lunch, and they're like, where is that guy? And they were looking for me supposedly to give me the 5 and under, and I
my
totally missed it.
God.
Like they couldn't find me after lunch. So I was probably like 5 minutes late, but I missed them. Like, where's that guy who had the lines with Tom? But I
Wow.
booked the Saved by the Bell
I was
show.
just going to ask you,
Yeah.
did you get booked?
So, and it was like a guest star role that was going to be recurring of one of the lead girls, her boyfriend.
Okay.
But the show got canceled, so I did like one episode. Yeah, I was like her vegan boyfriend or something like that. She called me Bean Boy or something, and that was
That's
it.
the story of my
And
life,
I could have,
right?
yeah,
Getting
right. And I
canceled.
could have had a scene with Tom
Yeah.
Cruise, but that it would have been cut, right? So maybe.
You never know.
Make me feel better.
Yeah, right. It would have been cut.
Yeah,
It would
okay.
have been
Thank you. Thank you.
Okay, so I have down here that back in 2001, you did a TV series called All About Us.
That was it. That was the Saved by the Bell.
That
kind of
was
show.
the Saved by
I'm
the
glad
Bell
you're
one.
so
Okay,
good
so-
because I couldn't remember the name. I was like, what is that show? That was it.
That was it. Okay,
Yeah.
so well, it's not listed as Saved by the Bell. It's listed as All
No,
About
it was
Us.
it was from the producers of Saved by the Bell. Like
Okay.
when I was filming that show, I went to the back. I remember there's a bunch of people in the high school,
Right, right,
and
right.
on the back of the sets it said Saved by the Bell. So that was just like such a full circle moment for me when I
Wow.
told my cousins like this is before phones, so I couldn't take a picture of it.
Right.
But I was like, you're not
I
going to
know,
believe
before
this.
phones. I
But
know.
I'm on this
What did
show
we
called
do
All
before
About Us.
phones?
That, yeah.
We carried out Kodak.
I know.
With the you lick the bulb and you put it on.
Exactly.
And
yeah.
then you went to Photomat and you had
Yeah.
to wait.
Yep. Remember
right?
Remember the kiosks?
Yes.
I missed
yes.
those.
Yeah. So that was All About Us.
All About Us, yeah.
Now, what got you a SAG?
I think it was that.
Was
I
it
want to
that?
say it was that because
Really?
because it was my first guest star. You know, it was
Yeah.
a guest star role,
Yeah,
and
yeah, yeah.
it was a Saturday morning show. But I think that immediately got me Taft-Hartley'd into the union. Yeah.
Nice.
So most of my money on that job went to paying the dues,
Paying
and
the
then
dues.
I was
And
in.
back then they were like, I don't know,
Yeah, they were
maybe
a lot.
$1,000.
They were
or
a lot.
something.
I just remember.
'Cause I
at
remember
the
when I was in
time-
high school, I think it was like 500 back then.
Oh wow, yeah, no, it was more than that for sure to start, and then
Yeah.
you pay the dues. I can't remember. It was a big chunk
Yeah.
up front, you
Yeah,
know.
yeah, yeah.
But I was so happy to do it. It
Oh,
felt like such a
absolutely.
sure sign of like you made the right choice, you know. And it helped, of course, my parents to see me on air.
Oh, that, yeah.
You know,
because
to-
you're like, look, I'm really
And
doing
to
it.
see that it was a Saved by the Bell kind of show, they were like, "This is crazy. There's something to this," you know.
Yeah, but how long were you there that you landed that gig?
Yeah, I think I want to say it had to have been a year or two. You know, it wasn't that long,
that's not
but
bad
yeah,
at
yeah.
all
I feel like I was.
when
It
you
could have
think
been
about
sooner.
it.
I just don't remember. You said
Yeah.
what year did you say it was?
2001.
2001. So no, that was the year I moved there. So yeah.
What?
Yeah, it was the year. I think I moved there in 2000. So it was 2001 that yeah. Wow. Yeah. So I got lucky. And again, like that job didn't open the floodgates because the show got canceled,
Right.
but it definitely got
Oh, yeah.
got me
Yeah,
representation,
yeah,
got
yeah.
things started.
Yes,
Yeah.
absolutely.
Yeah.
And I have to get started with my first break. But don't go away. More with Adam when we come back after these messages.
Wonder Woman was everything to little girls, especially that look like me. She She stands for being a voice for people that need a voice. My organization renovates homes for people with disabilities. And when I come home, a self-care routine makes me feel my best. I'm very proud of the difference that we're making, and to see that impact in my community inspires me to work even harder for everyone around me.
All right. Is everybody having a good time tonight or what? That's what I thought. All right, so we are live, Paradise Studios, New York. Give yourself a round of applause for coming out tonight. Woo!
Well, hi there, Theresa. It's John York from General Hospital. I am just checking in because apparently you have a great talk show called Ttime on Strong Island TV. I want you to have continued great success and have a lot of fun. It sounds like you're having a lot of fun, and that's pretty much the key to everything, isn't it? So continued success. I'm proud of you. Have a great day, Theresa. Bye.
Hey everybody, welcome back to Ttime. I'm so excited because Adam Huss is here with me in studio in beautiful Long Island. And yeah, that was John York, and John York has been battling cancer, and from what I heard, he's going to be returning on GH, and I'm very, very happy about that. So tell me your experience with him, because you mentioned something about werewolf, and I know you're into like horror.
Yeah,
like I love
also,
werewolf and Frankenstein and
Yeah,
Invisible Man,
yeah.
and I'm into that stuff. Like I used to watch, like anytime it was on, I used to watch it. So I know you're into
Same.
horrors.
Yeah.
So tell me about werewolf and John York.
Yeah, I mean, yes, I am. And my uncle got me started, my Uncle David. And then I just identified it in these horror things with like being the other, you know, but you're an artist person, you feel already left of center, and I identify with that in these monster movies. And they were really exciting, you know, like Scream, like was so exciting to me. If I was to be a part of that ensemble cast, all that stuff. But my first obsession was werewolves. Like I loved the Wolfman, the 1950s Universal movie.
Yeah.
And then there was a TV, and then I loved The Howling. And
that was great.
That was one of my favorites.
Yes.
Whenever that was on WPIX,
Yes.
station, I would be like glued. That transformation still amazing to me. And yeah, American Werewolf in London. And then there was a show called Werewolf that was on Fox back in the day, like when In Living Color was on, and Tracy Ullman or The Simpsons just started.
Yeah.
And John York was the lead. You could find it on YouTube, the whole series. He was the lead of the show, and he was a guy whose friend was a werewolf.
Okay.
And he went to go try. He didn't know. He went to go talk the guy out of like killing himself, and and the guy turns and bites him, and now he has the curse. So it's very much like a Hulk, like the Incredible Hulk. So each episode he traveled. He's on the run each episode, traveling, trying to find a cure to this thing. Wow. And he gets like an insignia on his hand, like a pentagram, and that's what curses him to be the werewolf.
Yeah, yeah.
So I was so obsessed with that show as a kid. I would think that I was going to turn into the werewolf in school if a bully was like bothering me. That's really where
I'm gonna have to look for it.
Yeah, and so when I did get to meet him on the stages last year, and I was just like, I have to tell you that. Yeah, and
This is what I used
he
to
was blown
watch.
away. He's like, "What? Like, you watched that show?" I'm like, "Yes."
Wow.
Yeah, because it was only on one season, but it was. It's a
but it
cult.
left an impact.
Yeah, it's good. I found it recently.
I'm gonna watch it. I'm gonna find it.
It's got that good cheesy '80s.
So 2002, you land your first soap opera, Days of Our Lives.
Oh yeah, that's right.
Yep.
Yeah, that was a very small stint, but yeah, a little guest star of like a sort of like a bartender spy guy or something that I think I met Hope in the bar. I honestly can't remember that one.
And then you went on and did Bold and the Beautiful as well.
Yeah. I did Passions first.
Yes. Oh, I remember that one. That one was great.
Yeah, and I was like Jesse Metcalf, his doppelganger or something.
Yes.
Like I played like Miguel's lookalike was the name of the character, which is very weird because basically they had him like. I don't even understand. They had me playing the character, but then we took our masks off, and underneath he was under there. I can't even remember how that came to
so
be.
funny.
But it didn't. I remember the reveal didn't make
But
sense. to me.
obviously, while you're in LA, you did fabulous work. Fabulous work.
Oh, thank you.
2003, you did Monk.
Yes.
2005, you did Las Vegas. 2006, you did CSI. 2007, you did NCIS.
Yeah.
And then you did. It just goes on and on and on. You did Ironside. And
Yeah,
then
that was a great experience.
2014 to 2016 was a huge year for you because you landed the role of Josh Cantos on Power.
Yeah.
I've had so many people reach out to me and tell me, "Oh my God, I love that show.
That's so
I loved
cool.
him." And we
That's
have
very cool. That's
there
very
you
cool.
are. There you
Yeah,
are.
there I am with Omari. Yeah,
Omar,
Hardwick.
yeah.
Yep.
And what a wonderful time. 20 episodes, something like that.
Yeah, it was 3. I did 3 seasons, and they were
Yeah.
real short seasons, like 8 episodes, and I did like 7 out of 8 for each season. And yeah, I mean, it was a really cool experience. I got to come back here. I worked in Brooklyn because I was in LA. Came back here. I worked in Brooklyn,
Nice,
Steiner Studios.
nice.
It was cold. I wasn't used to that. It was like the dead of winter, but we had a blast. I mean, everyone was just starting because Power now has 5 spinoffs.
Yes.
But it was the beginning of that
Yes.
whole multiverse. We were the origin series, so everybody was, deer in headlights, but so excited, but also like going into this thing with like, what's going to happen? Are we going to even go past 1 season?
Right.
So.
Well, that's the question every time you
Of
start
course,
start
yeah.
a series.
Yeah. I learned a lot of lessons on that show, and the biggest one was like, you need to let go of that because everything I did to get me to a place where I was ready to be a series regular, like I kind of forgot it once I got it because I was white knuckling it. Like, I hope they like my character, and I hope like the show doesn't get canceled. And I think that does affect the experience
It
and sort of
does,
what
it
you
does.
are putting out,
Yeah,
because
it's kind of like not living in the moment.
Yeah.
You're just so worried and have other things
Yep.
in your head.
Yeah.
That's like when I go on set, I try to really absorb.
Yeah.
The
now,
moment and not think
now
about
for sure,
anything else.
I am
Yeah.
like more like that, thankfully. And I think back then, it was such a big deal, and I made it such a big deal. And everyone dreams of their first series regular, and I was a series
course.
regular. That I made it my God, so to speak. Like that was my higher power, whatever. Instead of just being in the moment and letting it go. And a lot of people there were like that because it was we were all everybody was on shaky ground,
Right.
Because you never know if you were going to like survive the next episode,
Right.
So there was
you don't
that.
know if you're getting a script
Yeah.
for the following week.
Exactly. But I just tell people, like, my biggest lesson learned in any job you get is just exactly what you said. It's just this step up. Boom, it's right here. It's not, woo, leap up and like enjoy it, love it, be grateful that you got it.
Yeah.
And I'm so grateful and blessed when I get a job always. But like, just do the work, show up, do the work, and just take it day by day.
Yeah.
You never know what's going to happen, and trust
Amen.
that there's a plan behind it.
Yeah.
So I had to learn it almost the hard way because I made it like
Right.
a very anxious experience.
Yeah.
But I think I came out of it. If I had not had that, I wouldn't have come out of that and knew I had some work to do on myself.
Right.
To move to the next step in my career.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And then the next step, you kept going and going and going and going. I mean, you did 24 in 2016. In 2017, you did Shattered. You played Rocco.
Yes. Yeah. Yes, I did. And again, that show Power opened a lot of doors to
Yes.
these other movies, these Lifetime movies,
Yes.
these Hallmark movies, these
Yes.
independent films.
Yes.
So,
But you've played everything from The Leading Man to comedy,
Yeah.
which we're going to get into. But do you like doing comedy?
I do.
Yeah.
I do. And
Because most your roles I mean, yes, you've played the romantic lead and you've played a lot of different characters.
Yeah.
But I've seen you do comedy. I watched your clip and
I'm so
I'm
glad.
laughing and I'm thinking, you got the timing down, you got
Thank
the facial
you.
expressions down.
Thank you.
And you made me laugh.
That's
all
awesome.
that matters, right?
Yeah, thank you. And
So you want to do more of that in the future?
I do.
Yeah.
And I love, coming from you, it means a lot because I know how funny you are just from our
Thank you.
conversation before. But it's true. And my cousin Nicole, she always says to me, and we grew up together making movies and
Yeah.
just doing silly stuff. She's not in the business at all, but she was my first like a victim. I pulled her into all this stuff,
Right.
and she was like, "You are so funny. Why are you always doing these like heavy things? Why are you
Right,
dying in every
right,
show? Like,
right.
where's all the characters you used to play and all that?"
Yeah.
But you know, Hollywood does that. They take you as one thing, and you get kind of pigeonholed there for a while. So
yeah.
now I'm starting to able to branch out into that and get to play these other funny. I feel like I'm always like a character actor in here, so it's like that stuff is getting to come out, and I really love that.
Yeah.
Because that's where, to me, like the fun lies and the richness.
Yeah.
So
I love it. I hope you get to do more.
thank you.
I really do.
Thank you.
And then 2021 to 2024, because right now your character is on hold, let's say.
Yeah.
General Hospital, people. Now, we'll put up a couple of pics.
Okay.
There you go.
Yep.
There you are.
That's Jeannie.
Jeannie Francis.
Yep.
And
that's Nicholas. Yeah.
yes, and you
And there's
play
the other Nicholas.
You play Nicholas Cassadine,
I
and
do.
That's you in jail because that's where your character is right now.
Yes.
But listen to me. I've been watching GH since high school.
Yes.
Which I told you. And I'm obsessed. I'm a
I
nut.
love that.
If I do not watch it at 3 o'clock every day on Channel 7,
Wow.
I watch it on demand.
Okay, I was like, you're going to
So
say you can't
I'm
get
not
through your
home
day.
every
I'm like,
day.
yeah.
No,
How
not
do
that
you
I can't
manage
get.
that?
No, not that I got to be home at 3 o'clock to watch GH.
Yeah.
No, but I have it on demand. So
Yeah.
sometimes I'll watch it in the morning.
Okay.
If I don't watch it the day before, but
Yeah.
or sometimes I'll go on vacation and I'll miss a whole week and then I'll come back and catch up.
binge it.
But it's just a show that, shout out to my cousin Joanne Norton,
Hey,
turned
Joanne.
me on to when I went down to Florida. I'm like, what are you watching? She goes, GH. I'm like, what's GH? She's like, General Hospital. And, and back then you had Luke and Laura and you had, you're talking the 80s. Hello.
Oh yeah, Luke.
So-
Everyone knows Luke and Laura. I mean, no matter who you are, man or woman.
Yes.
In fact, when I was like
It's iconic.
fishing the other day, this woman whose house where we docked the boat told me that in the 70s when Luke and Laura got married, she had all the guys who dig for mussels and clams come to her house, and they were all watching the wedding.
Yeah.
And I was like,
Oh,
well,
yeah.
that's so funny. I said, Laura's my mom on the show, and she was like, oh my God. And that's really cool to say. I feel like that's
Isn't
such
it?
an honor.
Isn't it?
Yeah. Oh my God.
Look,
major.
it's an amazing show, and
Thank
I
you.
love all the characters. And I had Ronnie Marmo on the show, and I'll send him. Anyone I mentioned, I send the show to. But Ronnie was on, and he had played a detective, a cop back in the day. And then Carolyn Hennessy, who
Yeah.
plays Diane Miller.
Ah, she's great.
She was fabulous, and now I'm just look. I had to do them through Zoom because they were in LA, and
Oh,
I'm
wow.
just so thrilled that you happen to be in New York. You happen
Yeah,
to be filming something.
I am too.
You're visiting with your family, and you were so sweet and kind to take the ride. I know you're from Long Island and your family's still in Long Island, but to take the ride and meet me and to come in studio is huge.
It's such an honor to be here, seriously, because
Oh.
I love Long Island, and I love that there's film and TV and this
Yes.
happening
Yeah, a
here.
lot
To
going
me,
on.
that's I never thought I'd be back here doing film and
Right.
being able to see my family the way I am, and then
Yeah.
doing a talk show that's so professional and well done. And
Thank you.
Yeah,
I appreciate it.
It's
I
really
really
cool.
do.
You gotta remember your roots, and I don't.
You do,
I
and
don't-
stay humble, because my mother
yes.
said, never spit up, it comes back down.
It does. It's true. And you got to be. And like you said earlier, I'm so happy to always just be working and on a set, and
Yeah.
always grateful. Always.
Yeah.
You got to have a certain you have to have a certain ownership of why you're there and that you did the work to get there. And I have that about my work as an actor. I know why I'm there. I know the work I put in to get there, both on my craft and mentally. And so I have a respect for that part of it in myself, but I'm always honored and humbled to get a job and grateful to be there, always. Yeah, I really am. The opportunities are great.
We talked
Do you have a break?
about that. Oh, do I have to take I'm going to take my second break. This is going so fast. Stay right there. More with Adam Huss when we get back after this.
Wonder Woman was everything to little girls, especially that look like me. She stands for being a voice for people that need a voice. My organization renovates homes for people with disabilities. And when I come home, a self-care routine makes me feel my best. I'm very proud of the difference that we're making, and to see that impact in my community inspires me to work even harder for everyone around me.
Hi, I'm Georgia Rose, founder of Zenkuda. You can watch me on the Soul Space podcast every Friday at noon on Channel 20 for spiritual guidance. And as you all know, that is how I first opened into my own psychic gifts, was through the angelic realm, astrology. So we've got Mars and the Sun together in Scorpio, which creates a lot of combustion. In the astrological world, we call that a kazemi, and tarot. With the Four of Cups right side up, it means we have a lot of choices to make, and we're not looking at what's really being divinely given to us. We're too busy in the busyness of the choices to really see the divine intervention, the divine timing, and the divine guidance. We're the place. Watch the Soul Space podcast.
How you doing? It's Sal, the voice of Valentinetti. Why are you watching me? You should be watching Theresa Canastraci Ttime with Theresa Canastraci Farrell. And make sure you follow Theresa on Facebook, Ttime with Theresa Canastraci Farrell. We'll see you there.
I love the way you say my name. I love. Hey everybody, welcome back to Tea Time. I'm with Adam Huss, and I'm so excited. Before the break, we talked about him being Nicholas Cassadine on General Hospital, and I have to say, Soap Opera Digest said Adam Huss was tremendous as Nicholas.
Thank you for reading that.
Yes.
That's so cool. Yeah, that was the best part. Is like, I knew of this character. I wasn't a huge soap opera watcher. I had watched in college, Days of Our Lives. People would have watch parties, and but I was always aware of of them and how cool the characters looked. And I was very aware of Nicholas Cassadine and Elizabeth and Lucky. I was very aware of that triangle.
Yes.
And so, I remember when I got the sides. And I read because I did test for the role.
Okay.
And so when I read that, I remembered thinking, this is Nicholas Cassadine. I know he hadn't been on in a while.
They're big shoes.
Yeah, and I knew that, and I was like, and I had tested for a role before that I didn't get, and it was one of those things of like trusting that what's meant for you will come to you, and the timing. And a big shout out to Mark Teschner, because he really does keep his word when he says, don't worry, I'm gonna bring you back. They loved you. You hear that a lot, right? And then you don't hear it again.
You do.
They are very, very loyal like that. If him or Frank, who's the showrunner, believe in you, they keep trying to bring you back in.
Right.
So when I read for that, the size, I knew who it was, and I didn't wind up getting it, but I was told that it was close or whatever. So then when I did get to start filling in here and there, it was, that's tough, because when you fill in, the soap opera fans are very loyal, which is beautiful, and they're very vocal, and so there was a lot of pushback on me. Who is this and why is he stepping in? And the guy who was playing him was doing a great job, and he had also his following.
Yes.
So just the fact that this has all gotten to where it's gotten, that I am now officially Nicholas,
Congratulations.
Cassadine.
I like to say his full... After 30 episodes?
Yeah. I like to say his full name, Nicholas Mikhail Stavrosovich Cassadine. I mean, come on. The fact that I got to play him and be there and have these beautiful fans come up to me, it's really been such a cool experience, because it's a huge part of history. That character is so important to me. Now the character is in my bones.
Oh, yeah.
And I can't shake him, So...
And when I first saw you, because obviously I'm one of those fans, I was like, let's see what he brings to the table.
Yeah.
And you bought it.
Thank you.
You did.
Thank you.
You really did.
Okay, thank you. And I like that honesty. And you know what? I appreciate that honesty. And that's what I said online to some of these fans. I said, I get it. I'm a huge TV movie fan. When someone tries to come in and replace a role, and I'm like, who is this guy? I don't want to give him a chance. I want my guy back.
Right.
But, Tyler Christopher, the original, killed in that part. So I had just a lot of beautiful work to pull from.
Right.
And I write backstories on characters anyway.
Yes.
So I was able to watch those YouTube clips and just, build this beautiful backstory of him and his son's relationship and his mother and his father, and all that stuff was so, people sometimes will knock soap operas for being over dramatic, but I just thought it's like a comic book. There's these stories are so deep and fun. It's like a fantasy. It's like Game of Thrones. It's all those things.
Yes.
And the last thing I'll say is the moment I walked onto set,
Yeah.
when I came back to fill in for him, like on a bigger 4-episode thing,
Right.
I remember I was so nervous this time, and like, cause now like, you know, you've done it once and now you're back and you're like, oh my God, I gotta, and I walked in and I saw his table in his castle
Right.
had these like phoenix heads on it.
Yes.
Like on both,
Yeah,
and
yeah.
I looked at it and I'm like, that's who this guy is. That's who you are right now,
Yeah,
stepping
yeah,
on here.
yeah.
There's no fear here. Like that's who this guy is.
There
He
you
bought this
go.
table. Like this is your Prince
great.
Nicholas Cassidon.
That's
Get in there.
awesome.
So it was that was very cool to
Yeah.
step onto there and just feel it over, you know,
Yeah.
take over me.
Well, you know, General Hospital just won 4 Emmys.
It did.
Okay.
It did. Congrats to everybody.
Best directing.
Yeah, directing
best
team is
writing,
amazing. They're amazing.
Best supporting performance by Robert Gossett, who plays Marshall Ashford, who is actually Lou Gossett Jr.'s first cousin, by the way. If you didn't know
Wow,
that.
I didn't know that.
Yeah.
That's so cool.
And best drama series. So now that is a grand total of I don't know. I thought I wrote it down here, like 16 or something. I mean, for GH, but 4 for this year. I watched them. You know, just like
very
the
cool.
Tonys. The Tonys Sunday night. I watched the Tonys. I had a date with Tony. I watched the Tonys, and I just love all that.
Yeah, and that's why, again, I'm so grateful to have been now embraced by a lot of the community, and that they.
Yes.
I hear them, I see them online,
You've
wanting
proved
me as
yourself,
Nicholas.
Mr. Cassidon.
Yeah, and I'm so glad that that when I say I'm officially Nicholas, that's what I mean. That they
Yeah.
see me as
Yeah.
that, and
That's huge.
It's huge.
Yeah.
Huge, and I love it.
No, I know,
So,
because I'm a fan. I can
yeah,
tell you.
yeah.
I know.
I know.
I'm agreeing.
You guys mean that your comments always mean the most to me, because those stories like I watched it with my grandma when I was 2, when you know,
Yeah.
and that to me,
I mean, it's been
it
on
connects to that family thing.
4 years,
Yeah,
60 something.
well,
years,
last year was the
something?
60th anniversary,
Was
so
it?
it's
Was it
61,
the
I think.
Okay,
I think,
so
yeah.
something like that.
Yeah.
60.
It was
it's
black and
over
white, you know.
60.
Yeah.
Yes, when they first started.
Yeah.
And the nurses had those hats.
Yes.
Cute. Oh my
So that connection is kind of like the family thing we talk about. You know, that everyone has this familial connection to it is why I love being a part of, besides loving that character,
Yeah.
loving being part of that machine where all of a sudden
Well, I hope they
people-
don't make us wait too long for you to
Yeah.
stay in jail. I hope they find some kind of loophole to let
Yeah.
you out
Yeah, that would be
early,
nice.
You know?
Diane Miller's got to team up with
Oh, yeah.
Alexis or something. I don't know.
Definitely.
But
Definitely. You also produced.
yes, I am a
And
producer.
you've
Yeah.
produced some films that you have. You have your own production company.
Yep,
You formed
Molecule
your own-
Productions, yeah.
Yes, Molecule Production that you formed with Adam Bucci.
Yes. Yeah.
And you have done a horror TV series, Let It Kill You.
Yeah.
Right, and I think there it is. Woo!
That's it. Yeah. Well, it was okay. So this was
Thank
a
you, thank
movie.
you.
This is actually a movie.
Yes.
That we then we filmed like a proof of concept pilot.
Yes.
That people were interested in, and then we started pitching it as a series, and now.
Thank you, Carmine's on top of it.
Yeah, Carmine. And now there's interest again for it as a film.
Ooh.
So right now we're like back pitching it as a feature. But there
Love
is like a piece out there I can send to you. It's very cool.
Oh,
We
I
built
love
like a
it.
whole werewolf
Yeah,
suit.
yeah, yeah.
Again, the werewolf thing. This is a werewolf
Remind me
show.
after the show to show you my horror picture.
Okay.
You're gonna appreciate it.
Oh, I
Okay,
would
good.
love to see that.
And then you did the original True.
Yes,
Okay.
that's we're doing. These are all movie things we're producing.
All you're producing.
that I wrote.
And you wrote.
Yeah.
You wrote and created this.
Yeah.
And
Coming of age high school
Yes.
comedy in the vein of like Pretty in Pink
Yes, yes.
meets like Scott Pilgrim, if you ever know that, because there's
Yeah,
a little
yeah.
bit of animation in it too.
Yeah, there is. There
Yeah.
is a little bit of animation. You also wrote and produced High Stakes,
Yes.
which was a short.
Yep, that was a short.
And
that,
you won the
yeah,
M. Night. I never say his last name right.
Shyamalan.
Thank you, Shyamalan Vote by Night contest.
Yes.
And he actually said, "Wow, like this is awesome. This is great. Good things are coming from these people."
Yeah.
How crazy
wow,
is
you know
that?
everything. It was crazy. That was
Holy
that was
cannoli.
surreal. And I did direct that, and I wrote it and directed it. It was a real small piece, but it was pretty cool.
Yeah,
like,
but it was powerful
Yeah, super funny, and it
and memorable.
Yeah. I guess enough to win this thing from him. And we
Yeah.
met him, we had a Zoom with him, and yeah, he was like, I want to see what's coming from you guys and send me. Yeah, so.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
Amazing. And I love your mission statement. Okay, your mission statement is, if I could read this because I wrote it so fast, telling exciting, groundbreaking, out-of-the-box, heartfelt stories in all genres.
Yeah.
I love that.
That change the molecules in a room. I had a teacher say that to me once.
Yes.
With your performance,
Right.
Go in there and change the molecules in that
I
room.
like that.
And that stuck with me.
I like
and
that.
so I was like, I want
And
to do it
then
with my company.
Strangers in the Night was also
That was
part of that. You premiered that last year, I think.
Yes,
right?
at the Man's Chinese
Man's
Theater at
Chinese Theater.
Scream Fest.
Yes.
So it was like it's a big LA horror fest. and
Yes.
that was very cool. That was another short film that now there's interest in it as a series or TV show.
See, you never know.
So yeah, that was a lot of fun.
That means they want more.
Yeah, and we filmed that during COVID, and the whole thing was about two serial killers stuck in a
Yes,
cabin
the
during
woman
COVID.
opens. Is it that where the woman opens the door and she goes, wait, my car broke down. And she's talking about it, and then she goes, wait, you don't have COVID, do you?
Yeah, it was.
It's
Well,
great.
everyone had the same line when
I
they got to
love
meet
it.
each other. Like,
Right.
wait,
Wait,
yeah,
is it safe to come in? You don't have COVID, do
yeah,
you?
it was super funny. Wait, the full line was, you're negative, right? Or something like that. It was like, you're COVID negative, right?
Right.
That was the
You're COVID negative.
Yeah, right.
Oh my God, it was so I mean, just so funny.
Thank you.
Oh
Thank
my
you.
God. So you've also completed another rom-com, Love is in the Air.
Yeah. Yep.
Okay.
Love is in the air. That's
And-
out now.
It's out now, and Wannabe, All Washed Up.
So Wannabe All Washed Up is something that we just finished.
Okay.
It's like a mockumentary, like Waiting for Guffman, if you ever saw those,
Yeah,
or
yeah,
Best
yeah,
in
yeah.
Show,
Yeah,
like
yeah, yeah.
like with Catherine O'Hara and stuff. It's like that. Yeah. That's a
Okay.
comedy.
We have some picks. Let's throw some up.
Oh,
We'll
yeah.
just go through them.
Okay.
Thank you.
There's Witness Unprotected with Daphne Zuniga.
Yes, that was great. I watched that scene. That was very, very good.
Thank you.
Like, there's All for Her.
Yeah, that was based on a true story. That was a Lifetime movie shot in Arkansas
Really?
during the pandemic. Yeah. She was great to work with.
Oh, infamously.
Yeah, this was cute. It was like the Jennifer Lopez movie with like small town guy falls in love with the rock star.
Okay.
Doesn't know she's a rock star, yeah. That was a lot of fun.
Oh, Painkillers.
Yeah, this one was a heavy, like, dramatic horror kind of thing. It was one of my
I'm
most
taking from the
challenging
blood
roles.
on the
Yeah,
poster. It
that was
is.
really one of my most challenging roles. Painkillers. It was.
Yeah, I was going to ask you what was your most challenging role. and
Yeah,
you
that
just
was one
answered
of
it.
them, I'd say, because I had to have this physical shake the entire movie.
Wow.
And I had to like develop that in an organic way. So I
Right.
literally would like build it from in here, and it would just the whole.
core.
Yeah, and I would be shaking the whole day. Like my abs never looked so good, you know. That movie.
It never looks so good, but that's physically exhausting.
No, I'm pretty sure it's what helped have me like a back injury because, you're
You're so tense.
yes the whole time, and it was a lot of like my son wound up
You
dying
needed
in a
to
car
go for like
accident.
a
and-
massage.
yeah,
after
they
the
did get
end
me
of the
one.
day.
The
Did
producers,
they?
that was
Oh,
very nice of
good.
them. Yeah.
Yeah, you needed that.
Yeah, but it was only after like the first weeks. I'm like, we're filming a couple weeks here.
Really?
I might need a couple more massages. No, I'm just joking, but yeah.
What else we got? Oh, that was
Oh,
another
that's
film.
that's
Good.
Another Mother. That was then called
That was
Stalked by My
very, very-
Husband's Ex.
That
a
was also very
lifetime name.
Emotional.
Yeah, that
Yes,
was, and
very
she
emotional.
was great. Alex, she played my wife. She was so good, and working off her was wonderful. I always love when co-stars want to fall in love. Like it's safe. It's a safe space.
Yes.
I'm respectful.
Yeah.
They're respectful, and we gotta fall in love because we gotta go there. And sometimes you have 2 weeks to do it on these Lifetime films.
Right.
So I love when the other actors just game to go there. That's our job,
Yeah.
If you're not attracted to me, fine, but just make it up. Let's have fun here. Find something.
Listen to me, you're very easy on the eyes.
Oh,
I don't
thank
think that
you.
would be an issue for anyone,
Hey,
right?
I appreciate that.
What else we have? Oh yeah, that was Muna, right?
Yeah, Muna. It's funny. Last week I went to this movie.
And that was almost like it's like a it's like
No,
kind of like a.
no, a sci-fi. No, this
But
was a Nigerian film.
Oh, was that
but
what
we
that
filmed
was?
it here, and they filmed it in Nigeria, and it
Really?
came out here, but it was a big movie in Nigeria, and that the actress at Ttime was like, is there Julia Roberts level?
Okay.
And it's funny because that's how I was introduced when I met her.
Right.
And it's very sweet. Loved working with her. I was her love interest as well. It was like kind of a mob thing.
Right,
My
right.
dad was played by Robert Miano.
yeah, I saw
and
that.
we were in the mob, and they had wound up killing her family back in the day. So she was there for revenge, and she was just with me to kill me. But then we fall in love. So
there's the monkey
and
wrench.
I met these people from Nigeria last week, these Nigerian filmmakers, and I asked them. I was introduced.
Do you
This is
happen to
Adam. He's
know?
like, yeah. And I said, do you know what Ttime? They're like, oh, she's huge. She's
Yeah,
a movie
Julia
star there. And I
Roberts.
was like, wow. I did this movie called Moon, and they were like, what? So it was very
Oh, they
cool.
knew the movie. They
Yeah,
had to know
because
it.
no one really knows it
Yeah.
here, but there they do. So that was cool.
Was that it? Anything else? What did you? I don't know. Just asking. Just checking. That was it. Okay, thank you. We'll save those. Yeah, we'll save those. Okay. All right, thank you. Yeah. Do we have to take another break? We have to take another break. This is my last break, people.
Oh,
Don't
wow.
go away.
Having so much fun.
We only have 10 more minutes with Adam. This goes so fast. All right, we'll be back after this.
Wonder Woman was everything to little girls, especially that look like me. She stands for being a voice for people that need a voice. My organization renovates homes for people with disabilities. And when I come home, a self-care routine makes me feel my best. I'm very proud of the difference that we're making, and to see that impact in my community inspires me to work even harder for everyone around me.
Hey everybody, it's Theresa from Ttime. What's my show about? I interview people in the entertainment industry, producers, directors, actors, and guess what? My show is on every Saturday morning at 10 a.m. on Channel 20 on Optimum TV. So tune in because it's fun, interesting, and exciting.
Doc, who's the best comedian you know?
Theresa Farrow.
And who's the best actress you know?
Theresa Farrow.
And who's the best cast member in Bad Boys?
Teresa Farrow.
Who's got the best radio?
Teresa Farrow.
Doc, who's your favorite Guinea?
Teresa Farrow.
Who are you loving right now?
Teresa Farrow.
All right, Doc, I love you too, baby.
Love you as always.
Thank you.
Hey everybody, welcome back to Ttime. I'm with Adam Huss. I'm so excited. We're talking about his career. I'll give some shout outs to Michael Norton watching in Florida, and Ann and Greg and Omar, who I'm going to be filming with in July. Very excited. Me and my nuts, people. It's going to be huge. And shout out to Omar and everyone watching. Thank you so much for supporting
You gotta say that's the name of your sitcom because that's just out of nowhere. Me and
Me and my nuts, baby.
That's very funny.
And listen, forgive me. I mentioned my dad at the beginning of the show for Father's Day. Let's show Adam with his dad and his brother.
Yeah.
Hey, you guys are on the boat.
Yeah, that was Sunday. It was a beautiful day.
Oh, it was
I really didn't want to
gorgeous.
wake up and go that early, but I'm so glad I did. We
What
had
time
such
did
a
they
great
go?
time. Oh God, we were up at 6 a.m. Yeah.
Oh boy.
I know. When I looked at I'm like, how long have we been out here? Oh, it's 9:30. Normally. No, I loved it. I loved every minute of it. I really did. I never get to
sweet.
be with my dad on Father's Day, rarely, because I'm in LA. So I'm here filming, and I got to be with them. And
That's great.
the only thing missing was my little brother because he's upstate.
Yeah,
but
yeah.
He had a softball tournament.
Cool, very cool. All right, so listen, I got 7 minutes left to talk about everything else. So right now, you are currently, if not finishing season 2 of the award-winning web series Namaste, bitches.
Yeah,
Right?
sadly that's over because
Is it?
the lead actress passed away.
Oh.
She created this whole series,
did
and
not know
very
that.
sad. But
I'm
I had a
so
blast, and that was
sorry.
really fun.
And you played Dr. Sam. and
Yeah.
it was so cool.
Thank you. That
That's what I love.
it was so much fun. I was like really excited about that. Her series got picked out by Spielberg to be this developed series, and then it didn't go anywhere. And she made a season 2 years later, and right
Yes.
after it was finished.
Oh my gosh.
Very sad story.
All right, so listen, let's
Much love
get
to her.
to
Much love to
our
her.
friend, my new friend, your old friend, Candace Kane. Candy Kane.
Yes.
Candace Candy Kane.
Can't be on Long Island without talking about Candy
Cannot
Cane.
be on Long Island, but just upcoming, you have you just did Wedding Bell.
The Wedding
with
Bell,
her,
yeah.
with Eric Roberts.
Yes.
And his beautiful wife.
Yes.
You did double booking.
Yep.
Correct?
That's
and
why I'm here.
Thank you, Candy, for letting me play
You're in
hostess.
there. So
A
cool.
double booking. One day I hope to have a scene with you, my
I
friend.
do too. We will.
Put it out into the
feel it.
universe.
I feel it.
Put it out into
Yeah.
the universe.
Yeah.
I'm so excited. And double booking. And you did a lot of other things like Pieces of Lilo, A Moment of Love, The Kid in the Mirror, Wanna Be All Washed Up. It goes on and on and on. With Candace, you did double booking. You did The Wedding Bell. You did Peekaboo.
Yes,
Which was
Peekaboo,
horror.
which is a horror thriller.
Yes.
That's where I auditioned. First met her there, got cast, and really we hit it off on set. I love the way she directs,
Yes.
and we just had I said, now we have this unspoken language now, but even then, like she just started showing me like certain things, and the work that I did for the character, I brought.
Right.
I'm always open to what the director's interpretation is, especially because she's the writer and producer.
Right.
So she gave me such wonderful little clues that informed me where to go, and then I felt like that together we built this like really great character, you know?
Yeah.
And we had a lot of fun. We just kept diving into this darker and darker place, and I don't think she wanted it to be that dark, and it just kept going. She's like, we have to just lean
Just go
into
with
this.
it. Just go with it. It was great the day we filmed. I'm not giving anything away, but let's just say that I happened to also do stand-up comedy and be a comedian, and the scene that I ended up doing ended up turning out a little funny.
Yeah,
That's all.
I'm
I
love that.
And she's like, "Let's go with it. Let's go with it."
I
and
love
I was
that.
like, "Okay." And
Because it's
really,
a funny movie anyway.
It is.
So.
No, it is, and
Yeah.
it just worked out. And I thank you so much again for the opportunity. I couldn't stop thanking her.
The best
enough.
part there's so many good things about Candace as a director, writer, producer, but
Yes.
also she is a Long Islander. There is
Yes.
a kindness that to actors, like, you know, again, we talked earlier that Hollywood can pigeonhole people, but she doesn't. She does make everyone audition for every part. I did not just get each part handed to me.
Right.
I had to audition for each part that I got through her.
Yeah.
But I like that because she believes you can do it. That's why she's asking you to do it.
Yes.
And then if it's working, boom, you're booked.
Yeah.
So I like that
Isn't that
because she
great?
gives newcomers a chance, and she gives
She's very generous.
and she gives you a chance to
Very
work outside
generous.
of the box
Yes.
on different roles.
Love it.
Yeah.
I totally
Yeah.
love it. So that brings us to her. Wait, it says you were a writer. Wait, I'm sorry. Let me go back. Find what you love and
Let it kill you.
Let It Kill
That's
You.
Let It Kill You.
You
yeah.
wrote that, right? Did you write that?
Originally, yes, but now we've had David
Okay.
Cornu took that over.
Okay.
Because that was before I really wanted to be a writer, and now
Right,
I've
right.
been writing the last 5 years. And
Okay,
I
all right.
consider myself a writer finally.
Good. Good for
Yeah.
you. Good for you. All right. So this gets us to this is the last 3 minutes. Hello. But I want you to know that you could follow Adam. Adam is on Facebook. He's on Instagram. He's on Twitter. And check out his website. Okay. It's www.adamhussofficial.com. Go there. You can see videos. You can see what he's doing. You can read about him. It's beautiful, beautiful, beautiful
Thank you.
website.
Thank you.
Okay, so the last thing we're going to talk about is heavy hitters.
Ah, yeah.
Heavy hitters, Candy Kane again. Heavy hitters. You guys just celebrated. She did a live from Citi Field she cast all the baseball players. If you could not play baseball, you should not have showed up to this audition. The first thing she wanted to know is that you can pass for a professional baseball player. And people did, and people got called back. And one of those peoples was my peoples. Come on!
Yeah.
He's going to put up his pick. Woohoo!
So
He's
excited
a
for him.
Character. Carmine and I are family from Bat Boy Yankee Miracle. And when he called me to tell me, I get emotional, that he is going to be a series regular.
Yeah.
I literally cried in the car. I am just so
It's awesome.
thrilled for him.
Yeah.
I really am.
We
I'm
gotta
excited
be, right?
about
Thrilled
this.
for our fellow peer. This is really cool.
We do. And I'm excited about this series. Candy is excited about this series. I am trying to hook her up with Doc and other people. You know, Ray Negron, as you know, has been with the
he's
Yankees
great.
for
Got to
40
meet
years.
him,
And he knows a lot of connections. And, you know, he might turn out to be a Spanish coach. I don't know what's going to happen.
Yeah.
I know I'm hoping to read for a part as well.
Yeah.
And I let go, I let God. Whatever's going to happen is going to happen. That's my motto.
Got to. Trust it.
you had a great time at City Field with these guys, and they're all great.
Yeah, they're all really great. So I said to Candace, man, you have such an eye, and the way you cast, and the way the passion she puts it in the time. She really painstakingly, not only vetted through the acting, but
I was just impressed she knew everyone's name.
Yeah, well, she's very passionate about it. I've only known her since March now.
Yes.
But I see this electricity in her with this series.
Yes.
And it's just really good.
It exudes from her. It's just, I'm a very positive person, and I want to be around her. I feel like you feel this around her.
Yeah,
You know?
She believes in you and the project. It's a real beautiful thing.
Yes.
And just let it be in a nice way. There's no forcing it. It's just like if it's meant to be, great. And if she sees that, wonderful. We developed a friendship, and if she didn't hire me, that'd be fine too. I just support and want the best things for her.
Well, I'm thanking her again because of her being on the show. She connected us.
Yes,
and
she
we
did.
met via
That's who she is. Yeah.
Video, Facebook chat.
Well, I was in Big Bear.
Yeah, you in Big Bear, and I was like, "Hi,
I loved it.
nice to meet you."
Yeah.
And I'm just so glad and blessed God put you in my path, because people are a lesson or a blessing, and I'm just glad you're here.
And I feel exactly just as blessed as you do, so I'm glad to be here.
I appreciate that. Hey, listen, we are out of time, but I'm so glad we did this. My door's always open.
Me too.
And I just want to thank everyone for watching Tea Time and supporting me. Remember, tell everyone you love them, and I'll see you next week, everybody. Ciao.